Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today, I thought I've been kind of teasing it on Twitter and stuff. My creation, modification, fine tuning of a deck for Explorer Best of 1. I am 30-8 with this deck. I actually have an even better record than this, counting mobile games, where I'm like another 6-2, including unbeaten against Winota. This is a Rakdos Midrange deck. I want to show the stats to say I'm not lying. 30-8, tracked from untapped GG. By the way, untapped GG, if you want to track your games, link is in the description below to use it for free. Especially on the play, 84%. And really with this deck, I built it and kind of fine-tuned it over time. I'm on version 10. There's a lot of kind of weird numbers in the deck, but it works. And I'll explain in a sec why we're using some of those numbers. We'll run some games. I'm a few games away from Mythic, so see how much of a push we can do today. Really the deck's biggest weakness is Greasefang combo, I find, and mono red can be iffy. We're 3-2 now with it, but it can kind of go both ways. But we've done pretty well against mono blue, as well as, like I said, Winota, which is kind of the most prominent deck in Explorer Best of 1. So popping up to the deck. Alrighty. So it's a Rakdos Midrange deck, which we see some versions of. Now, kind of what I've been tweaking with, and a card that I think is severely underplayed right now in the format, and surprised to no one that it's good, the Meathook Massacre. So against Winota, this helps to clean up like sweepers. The life gain super relevant. It helps kind of break those mirror matches. There's a lot of creature decks. This kind of catches up. And really, so we're still doing the same package, Tenacious Underdog and Blood Tithe Harvester, both as 2 mana, 3 power creatures that we can sack to Ob to get that value. And then I kind of got like a suite of removal packages, and I'll explain. So we got Fatal Push, Strangle, and Voltage Surge. So the reason I'm including Voltage Surge is we need ways that have a 1 mana deal 4. In another way that's different than Fatal Push, where we don't always reliably have a way to enable Revolt at instant speed. And the most common way is to have a blood token to crack to loot, to be able to do that, or to have a treasure token off the Reflections of Kiki. So this kind of gives us another way to use those treasure tokens, sometimes even in conjunction. You know, you sack that that like blood token to Voltage Surge, and then you can also Fatal Push. So you kind of get some utility there. Strangle's nice because it's 3 damage to kind of play there. Now, like I said, Greasefang's difficult. We need instant speed ways to kill Winota. So we are playing Heartless Act. This also hits the creature elements, and I'm also playing a single Abrade. While it doesn't hit Winota instant speed, it does hit Chariot, it does hit Anvil, it hits Greasefang, it hits Parhelion, just flexibility. And a lot of these cards, what I want is flexibility to them. I've recently been trying out Kroxa. This has kind of been my flex spot. I've tried Sorin, I've tried like another copy of Lulth, I've played the 4th Fable, the Mirror Breaker. It's like tweaking here and there, so I want to give Kroxa a little bit more of a run to see how that plays. I've played Cling to Dust in that spot. And then notably what you'll notice, no Bone Crusher Giant in this version. I think in Best of 3 you can probably get away with Bone Crusher, but just the density of Best of 1 Winota decks, Bone Crusher Giant just doesn't kill enough, I find, with the 2 damage. There's a lot of 3 damage relevant creatures. It makes me slightly weaker in the mirror because they do have the Crushers, but having access to Meathook lets you catch up as well. 4 Graveyard Trespasser, just really effective card here, gains life, helps you eat out those graveyard combos, stuff like that. 3 Fables, again, Best of 3, I would play 4 of. Best of 1, it tends to be more linear, more aggressive, so you do want to have a way to kind of deal with that. 2 Chandras, and then 1 Lulth as kind of our card advantage top end. I don't like Sorin in this particular version the more I've played it. Sorin comes down minuses, and either gets stomped or the token gets answered and then gets attacked. The plus, it just takes too much life for you to draw cards oftentimes. Our curve's not like very low to the end, and we do deal damage. And then lastly, you'll notice I'm not playing Thoughtseize in this deck. Again, it's a concession to Best of 1, and you're like, well, you can hit Winota. A lot of times the games go long with this type of deck. You don't want Thoughtseize when they're hellbent, or against like mono red aggro. Even against Winota, hitting a Winota, they could top deck it. I'd rather just play to the board and then have the instant speed removal. Make them spend the whole turn, pay 4 mana, cast it, and then kill it. Mana base wise, I got some Hives and Dens as creature lands, a Takenuma and Sokuzan. And then we just got a bunch of duels as well as a Castle Lockwing. And then we got a Shatter Skull Smashing. So I'm on 25 lands for the deck. And I find that kind of the sweet spot. So we'll give this a go. Naturally, I'm on video, so now I'm going to start stumbling. We're 10 wins for Mythic, so we'll see how much we could push. Let me go home, reroll. Let's give this a go, see how it plays out. So like I said, been pretty good against mono blue. Mono red's a little tricky. Angels is pretty easy, like most creature decks, because you just have like one for removal. It's like combo decks. And the best suggestion I have for the Winota deck, just because you can play Ob on 3 and get 2 tokens, you want to play around that turn 3, turn 4 Winota. So opponent goes first. I think this hand's fine. We're a little soft. If this is Winota. We don't have that removal. This is worth killing here. This could be mono green, could be elves, could be Winota. So we're going to play Hive out next. Yeah, so this is Winota. So we could get Winota next turn. Heartless Act to be the best card for us, which we don't draw, so shield's down now. So we took a chance with this hand. It just didn't pay off necessarily. Boreal Grazer. It's an interesting inclusion. So they're low on lands. So I'm going to do this because it makes my fatal pushes active. I can also start chaining some of these across. That's kind of annoying, so we're going to have to kill that. Voltage Surge, decent. I think I want to do that. So I could shock myself here for Takenuma, but don't think I want to do that. We are draining them a bit, so could potentially, depending on their flips, get them that way. Because I do have this. The Savior is annoying, and if they miss on a land another turn, we should be okay. See Archon of Emeria. The fact they use their land there bodes pretty well for us. So I could have used Hive here, but I think going Kroxa makes sense. Let's just get the drain here. It makes my Kroxa worse, but I think just pressuring their life total as much as possible right now makes sense. Because then with Kiki, I can start hitting him that way. We know they have stuff to discard. Just play that out. I have this Hive as well. I can also drain with this. If they don't play a spell there, it's pretty good. Yeah, because now I get double drain. I get 4 power. Okay, so they kind of stumbled on lands. I'm assuming they're Winota. Interesting that they're on the Arboreal Grazer over Goose. That's the thing with Grazer, you're really contingent on just having lands to play. Goose and Elf, That hand really kind of came together. Thankfully, we were able to kill the goose, the elf on turn 1. And what I like about this deck is you could often turn the corner fairly quickly. Because you have 8 2-mana, 3-powered creatures, you can just say, like, I'm the offensive deck. And our opponent there couldn't take the turns to kind of draw out of it. We're able to pressure them and kind of kill them that way there. Opponent goes first. We got Meat Hook. Got Blood Tithe. We got that. I think we keep. Could be Rogues. Gonna do this because this can be removal as well. Could be Control. We'll see. Sorry, that Thief. Access to Trespasser is good. Okay, so we do have Fatal Push as well, which I like. So I think let's go Underdog first. This might bait a counter out of them. Okay, so then I want a Fatal Push on their turn. I want them to use their mana on their turn. Two of these is going to be kind of annoying. Because then next turn I could Strangle and Kiki. We're also getting to the point where Meat Hook's just relevant. They could have double counter potentially up. They have Zerasan? No. I think I'd rather my Fable resolve. Just because this could let me turn through my deck. This also could give me a treasure token to Meat Hook. Okay, so they do have Borrower that we need to be mindful of. Into the Story is something that's turned on now. I also just have Underdog here. How many? 1 Trespasser, 2 Trespassers. So I like a Braid as a bait this turn because I want to also catch this Brazen Borrower. So I'm doing this because I want to get a counter out of their hand. Because Because even now I can just meat hook for 1 and get the Brazen Borrower off the battlefield. If not, I'm also winning this race. Got up Nixus. Isn't bad. So I can meat hook for 1. Because then I can make a Tenacious Dog with Blitz, and then I can also Reflections of Kiki it. Okay, so they had the Drowned. I think I'm gonna cycle this Obnixus. It's not what I need to be on in this matchup. I need a removal spell for Brazen Borrower. Because these are gonna hit me for some life. I guess I could play Ob, but Ob's not really good if I don't get to untap with Kiki. So they had the Xerath. We were playing around it. They got Ob here. They could eat one of my underdogs, which is annoying. Another meat hook could be really, really good. Voltage Surge isn't terrible. So we need to do this. Do this. I don't know if this goes away yet, but we'll find out. Okay, it gives me a blocker, but I'm taking 2 anyways. So we're dead. They just bounce, yeah. We needed them not to have Xerath or to try to get... Maybe it was right to play Ob, but... They were down to like 1-ish card. We were trying to bait them. Maybe it was right to let them get the card draw, but then we were taking a lot of damage, and then they would have had the evasive threat for it anyways. Kind of sounds decent. So creature deck, we're in a good spot. I usually like this because it's more flexible for 3-drops. So I can still Fatal Push their 2-drop here. Do I want access to Voltage Surge? Maybe. Let's get this going. This is good because they need to 2-for-1 themselves. Okay, we are drawing a ton of lines. Problem is too, this isn't even a creature and they get like a bunch of utility from this. So they might be inclined to play Winota out this turn. The problem is I don't have... Okay, so at least 2 Tovolars were just discarded. It's a good start. See Companion come down. What's with everyone on this Grazer plan? I think we're just doing this. I guess I could have blitzed this. Might have been right. Would have given me a card draw too. Obviously in a bad spot if they have Winota here. I can't do much. Kill the reflection on their turn. So I'm going to let him discard a card. It's actually an interesting turn, because I could keep putting pressure on them, but then they keep getting value from the Spirited Companion. But I think we need to take the Brutal Cathar off the battlefield. Leaving this is annoying because they can keep drawing cards and making blockers, but attacking for 6 has a lot of utility here. Sick. So we'll attack with both. I'm going to sack the Tenacious Underdog. Get 2 copies. Then we can blitz back the Underdog. So we're going to do this. Sack you. I think we just start plussing. Forces the discard out of them. Mind you, they're at such a low life total. We can start just getting one of these out. Because I'll get to draw cards off Spirited Companion, but this pings them for a damage. Might have been right, to be honest, to just hit him with that for 2 minuses. So they get Chariot here. Yeah, because they can attack with this. I'll block this, take their other Spirited Companion out of the way. So we get some value there. And that's what you got to be against Winota. You got to pressure them. Kind of annoyed we lost that Rogues match. We'll give this one more shot, see how it plays out. Check the score in the hockey game. Not going well from a team. Because we're on the play, I'll keep this. If it's Winota, we have Meat Hook. A lot of their things are like 1 toughness. If not, I also have the Blood Tithe into Nixus kind of combo. Mono red's kind of annoying. I still think we do this, because this either forces them to have the stomp this turn, if not, because they don't get the value then, so they have to decide how they want to approach it. These mono red decks, it's a little tricky, the timing, because you usually don't want to just minus both copies. They have Kumano that hits Planeswalkers, they have Chain Whirler that hits Planeswalkers. That's probably the best case for them, if they have Stomp here. Wow. Yeah, that was a good one for them. Could have Nixus here. Gonna use you as bait. If they have Chain Whirler, it's bad, but this kind of forces 2 attacks into Nixus potentially. I want to try to just clean up the board with Meat Hook. Again, I don't particularly want a Chandra here. So my plan is to crack Fatal Push on their turn, because if they have Embercleave, they're going to want to Embercleave this Annex. And then this could potentially let them play more to the board. The downside is if they play like Torbrand. Okay, so if I block here, it's bad. So I think I gotta entice them this way here. No cleave. Actually, don't want to do that. So I'm still going to do this because I don't want him to get the tokens afterwards. They take some points of damage like this because I'm going to need 3 toughness. So I don't want to get rid of the line just yet. I gain 5 like this. This lets me Chandra down tick on Bone Crusher. Or Torbrand if they play that out. Still have 4 cards in hand. A little scary. Especially with a Den. Okay, Kumano coming down this turn's not bad. And Firebrand. So I plus you. play you out. I can plus you as well, but then I need them to have to commit. I'm holding this because of this. So here they have to decide. They can activate the Den. They can Fanatical Firebrand, either sack it to kill my token, or they can kill my Obnixis. Interesting. So they gave me the choice there. So I'm going to play out a land here in case I get another meat hook. I should have probably minused there. Braid's not bad. Braid lets me take out the land. Sure. That's scary. Should have just Chandra'd. It's the safer bet. Meat hook. Heartless Axe good. I mean, this is a distraction. So let's do this. This lets me next turn potentially. This could also mean that they send like Bone Crusher to my face. Torbrand there. Fortunately, I am taking a good chunk of damage there. 12 damage here, so we need something. That is not something. It's 12, yeah, I'm dead. Should have down-ticked Chandra. We flooded quite a bit there, but yeah, mono red's a little tough. We see there how they can apply a lot of pressure. They had that turn 2, which was really impactful, where they're able to play both a creature and have the stomp. We were hoping that based on their play pattern, they would have had one or the other. The fact they had both kind of punished us. Because if we were able to, we could have, like, we had the Fatal Push in hand. We had some options there. Opponent goes first. I think this hand's largely okay. Bad against Winota, but we'll give it a shot. This is the, oh, actually, if we could time this well. Don't think, just in case I need to Fatal Push. Having these two in hand is actually really nice. Did they miss Line Drop? No. Don't think we're on Omnixus this game. Let's just go red here. Aperture is actually really annoying because they could instant speed here. If they have a Parhelion. So I actually can't Graveyard Trespasser this turn. I need to hold up the Fatal Push. Okay, Deadly Dispute. Still no Parhelion. They can Croxa here. They usually don't play removal. I still need to hold up. Do that. Okay, we drew another Fatal Push, which is nice. Eat the Croxa. Having the Hive is also nice. I can eat away at their graveyard there. I think now... I guess they have an opening. If they have Parhelion... Okay, so they have one turn because I'm out of mana. So if they have Greasefang here, they got it. If they don't have Greasefang for one turn, I'm okay. Looks like they have Can't Stay Awake. There's no way I could have done anything here. I guess I could have waited a turn. Maybe I should have taken the Greasefang. So that hits me for 9. That goes back to hand. This is the toughest matchup. They're Deadly Disputing it. Interesting decision there. Could have another copy. Blood. I mean, the only way I'm winning this is... trying to get him that way. If they have another copy, they have another copy. I can't do anything about it. All right, you got me? Yeah. That's frustrating. Like, I guess we could have waited one more turn, but like we had to kind of sneak in our Trespasser. In retrospect, they couldn't have got the Croxa back that turn unless they had Stitcher. So maybe it was right to take that, but I thought we'd have at least a turn. Opponent goes first. We'll give it a shot. Sounds very bad into mono red on the play. So we can go Trespasser here. The problem is there's the Exile, so we're hoping that they don't have Stomp here. Yeah, we need even Meat Hook at this point's a little too late. And they got the Voltage Surge. Okay, we got a Braid. Braid I don't think does enough for us. Guess we get you going. My guess, you know, they're gonna have Embercleave here, just the way this game's gone. They got the Voltage Surge. Ties up their mana for the turn, but I can't, yeah. The fact they hit the 1 mana removal, we are just, it's the luck of sometimes just being on stream. Their hands like that are reasonable to keep at times. You're gonna go through like odd little streaks here and there. 2 and 4 this run, not great. Like we're beating Winota. We ran into Greasefang. We ran into basically some hard matchups. Give this one more go. See what we can salvage here. Like I want to play Winota, but on the play when they go like double robber like that, I don't think that mono red deck's like super good because like you kind of just lose to Winota. Sounds kind of a trap. Try it out. We need to draw lions. Greasefang. Ooh, nice. Okay. You have my attention. Meat Hook seems very good in this matchup. Wonder if they're Mardu or just straight black-white. Get you out. Lulth should also be, so they could be on Embercleave. The Courtyard does limit what they can do here. This could be the 2 mana exile. Just Fateful. Okay, I'll take Fateful. I have Chandra that I can use as a distraction. Oh, Chandra's just killing Adeline. That's an easy one. I don't think we want Ob. So I'm actually going to do this because I want to force them to some bad attacks potentially. Okay, in that case, we'll let that go through. Get Lulf down, get some value. Nah, I gotta keep you back. I want him to take bad attacks here. Get a Heartless Act, but I think we're just going to sweep here. I need to sweep for 3. Yeah. Meat Hook does its thing. That's like why I like the Meat Hooks in the deck. Normally in that matchup where they're going pretty wide, we'd have a hard time of catching up. That just allows us to hit them kind of a different angle. Chandra was a distraction there. Taking out Adeline was important. 4 toughness, just another way to go pretty wide. But when you can like 5 for 1 your opponent and then Lulth keeps going, taking that turn makes sense. Opponent goes first. Fatal Push and Blood Tithe. Probably keep. Not loving Kroxa in this list. I think I want to go back to another piece of interaction. I'm gonna do this. While shocking myself hurts, I think I want to be able to kill their turn 2 play. This leaves me a little weak to Winota, but seems like we're just not going to draw the lands we need, so that's not going to help our situation. Okay, that does help. So I'm doing that to keep them off Winota for the turn. And I think we're going to do this because I want to draw cards. Now if they have Brutal Cathar, they can hit my token. We just go for Winota here. Sure. I think we're just doing this. Say go. Probably discard. I guess I gotta draw, see what we hit. Like they're just on humans now, so I'm not too worried. Take 4. So we have Strangle. I think taking Cathar off the battlefield is actually not a bad call. Just because it can flip. Now I have, even if they take out one of my things, I can kind of just grind them at this point. I have this Graveyard Trespasser with Kiki up. I have Kroxa that I could escape as well, which will probably be our play for the turn. Opponent just going naked Winota. Kenrith's a good one. Giving trample. So I guess here we sweep. I can do it for 4. This kind of makes it look like I'm just trying to ramp. I just need the Kenrith to block. So now I can do this for 4. A little annoying, I lose like my board, but I don't know if they take the block if I attack with the spiders. Because like this, it looks like I was playing defense. Almost came close to ultimating it. I don't think I've ever actually ultimated Lulth. Okay, Winota 2, Electric Boogaloo, Llanowar. So I can meet Hook for 1, that takes it off the board. I can get Kroxa back, that eats away, so that's 4 damage. Kroxa comes back, hits him for 7. Hit him for 4. Then I make the tokens. Yeah, it's probably just the safest at this point. Unless they just block. If they double block, then I'm happy. Like their way out's to not block. Wish we had like 1 more mana for Trespasser, but we won't be greedy. Alright, sweet. So we bet Winota every single time we played Winota. We lost to Mono Red and Greasefang, which Greasefang's like a very bad matchup. Mono Red's a tough matchup. But like overall pleased. 4 and 4, so we kind of ended up where we started. I don't think I love Kroxa in these lists. So I'm going to change the Kroxa. Probably go back to like another Heartless Act. Maybe a Cling to Dust. But I think I maybe want just more 1 mana removal. I think I'm just going to go back the Strangle. Or I can go back the Push. Because Blood Chief Thirst's sorcery speed doesn't really help. I had Sweltering Suns, but I don't think that's great. I could go the Abrade, that doesn't really help. Heartless Axe, fine. Fatal Push is contingent on me having something, as is this. Can go Red Cap melee. It's not great either. Let's go Power Word. I could go Kolaghan's Command, but Kolaghan's Command's a little slow. I could go Power Word Kill. This figure's not great. Like the problem with like the Blood Chief's Thirst, it just doesn't do enough the turn you play it. 1/2 Lifelink's not terrible, but we don't have enchantments. I could try because the thing is, I think I want 1 mana spells. Like there's Ray of Enfeeblement, but it doesn't hit much on Mono Red's side. They get -3/3, but you need a creature. Now we're in like the 2 mana. It's a little tricky, like what you want in this flex spot, because we have a lot of 2s, so we want ways to kill it on 1. Like there's a Winota. It's probably just Fatal Push. Alright, we'll run it like that. In any case, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great one. You enjoyed the deck. We will catch you next time, and thanks for watching.